Okay, so no beating around the bush, we need to talk about the types of decisions Bandai has been making recently. It was announced early this month that the upcoming set currently released in Japan, Reprint Booster 1 Rising Wind, will not contain reprints during the global release. This is reducing the set to 1/4 of the total cards, going from 122 to only 36. These 36 cards are themed around the still currently airing show Ghost Game, which, while a phenomenal series, hasn't been able to lock itself in the West yet. Hopefully this can be resolved with a dub in the vein of the Adventure 2020 reboot, but as of now this bodes poorly for the potential success of Rising Wind, as up until this point a heavy factor for Digimon's success as a card game has been an existing attachment to the brand. That's why it's an absurd decision for Bandai's best interests, but for the US side it means critical reprints of cards like BT1 Tai, Magna Angemon, or ST1 Greymon will continue to be prohibitively expensive, effectively locking some decks from new players. This is furthermore an issue because one of the major draws of Digimon is how cheap it is. Outside of niche cases like Death Xmon, the entry to Digimon is a very low bar, which keeps the game in healthy contention for the 4th slot, behind Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! The insult to injury is that for the release of BT10, the Japanese release Starter Deck 11, which contained reprints of cards for the red color, was turned into a random chance box topper. Instead of 4 copies of Tai, Agumon, or other staples, they were reduced to a random chance one of, from a pool of 16 separate cards. Oh, but hey, at least I guess they're foil. That's twice now products that could have helped to inject new players into the overall base have been ruined by the short-sighted choices of Bandai. And they've proven they can do supplemental products as shown by the existence of the gift boxes. This is all coming at the same time as the announcement of Battle Spirit Saga, which would be Bandai's 4th concurrent card game alongside Dragon Ball, One Piece, and Digimon. Digimon was a miracle as it actually stuck in the US. Sitting on top of dozens of failed TCG and CCG, Digimon's hype was able to persist through COVID-19, absolutely ruining the set 1 release. But that traction is being wasted. And there are a myriad of additional decisions hurting players. Global players still don't have the security rookies which were announced during BT7. Now as those cards see a reprint almost 10 supplemental procs later, opportunities to introduce them to the West, such as in starter decks, have been wasted. Another issue is the rampant erratas. The worst example being the EX3 set booster, where 24 separate cards required errata due to a mix of both translation and wording issues. These are not new skills for Bandai. We know they can hire competent distributors and put out properly translated products, but one can only worry if rushing out 2 new games is straining their quality control. All of these issues received a capstone with the March through April Ultimate Cup survey having players vote on alternative game modes that could be conducted for the tournament. These included 10 security, turns starting at 10 memory, or all Digimon checked in security without superseding effects going to hand. Digimon wasn't made for these alternate game modes, compared to something like Magic where the alternate game modes can take years of research and development and do not affect the primary online events. Furthermore, for many who can't simply travel to other states' US side or other countries if you're in the EU, online events offer an easily accommodating way to play competitively outside of locals. This all serves to paint Bandai at best out of touch and at worst outright incompetent. So yeah, that's a lot of bitching. What do we actually do? If you want to straighten Digimon's course, you need to be an active agent of change. Participate in these surveys, get your friends to as well. Let Bandai know you want actual reprints, easier access to promotional cards, and better supplemental product. Let them know not to hose Ultimate Cups with gimmick game modes and to instead spend their energy tapping into the community. Wizards of the Coast for years have empowered creators and even in their own personal failings still have forms of communication that are extremely easily available and articles on their website where they communicate directly with the player base. Bandai does not often make this easily available, and it can serve to frustrate the player base, so we need to find the existing avenues and then use them. Digimon Card Game's English version has an official Twitter listed in the description below, and that may be the best place to start, or on Bandai Namco's Contact and Proper, which will also be listed. I love the Digimon TCG. I've made some dear friends playing it and can't overstate how it's fostered one of the best communities in any tabletop hobby. It's also just a really well-designed game, so let's do our best to keep the game alive. As always, thank you for watching. This is Tepid with Gordo's Games. Stay safe and have a great day.